Who's scruffy looking?
Welcome back to the Talk with My Hans channel, everybody. Hope everyone's having a great week. Hope everyone voted today, or this week, or last week, or last month, whenever you got your ballot in the mail, or if you went out and voted in person. Good for you. Hope everyone stayed safe. Well, they did their civic duty. You know, you only have 3 things to do as an American citizen, and that's pay your taxes, do jury duty, and vote. Those are your 3 responsibilities as an American citizen. So it's really not that hard, everybody. I hope everyone voted, no matter who you voted for. Welcome to the channel. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys later. No, I'm kidding. I promise this whole gameplay won't be a civics lesson. I've been watching a lot of The West Wing and The Newsroom and other Aaron Sorkin dramas that are all pretty much political monologues for however many seasons they are. But I'm very gung-ho on voting. I'm very gung-ho on doing your civic duty. So kudos to all that did that. If you didn't, please don't complain online about who won the election. Whoever that may be in the weeks to come. You have no responsibility to be complaining about the election if you didn't vote. I'm sorry, you don't get a say if you didn't vote. That's just how it is. But anyway, we're playing a little bit of Star Wars Squadrons. Hopefully this game is around when the second Civil War breaks out in the next couple of weeks. But we are playing Fleet Battles. You are not watching the same thing you watched last week, a couple weeks ago. This is Fleet Battles on Esseles. It just, for whatever reason, I seem to have really great games on Esseles, and I capture them all the time. I think the last time we played on Esseles, we played as the TIE Bomber. This time we're switching it up. We're playing it as the Y-Wing this time around. Give you the final stats for this game. They're not going to be up on screen, but I'll give you the final stats prematurely. We got 19 kills in this game, guys. We got 19 kills that really went off. Over 40,000 Starfighter damage dealt. Over 40,000. As I just melt this guy right here, he stood no chance against the Rotary Cannon. Only died 8 times. That's pretty good for myself. I got 3 assists, 6 AI kills. I think the AI kills are probably the funniest part about this game because I actually have no idea when I kill an AI. I honest to God, I really don't know. So, like, sometimes at the end of the game, like, it'll say, oh, you got 10 AI kills. I'm like, I have no idea when I got those, but thank you. I hope they counted for something. We scored over 2,500 primary weapon hits. That's really good. And then we only received just a little bit over 12,000 damage. So that's not even half, not even close to half of what we dealt out. So very good on all the stats at the end of the game. But anyway, we're running the Y-Wing. This is my go-to ship right now for Star Wars Squadrons. I might try something different. We'll get that a little later. I want to talk about a lot of things in this gameplay. Anyway, we're playing the Y-Wing. We got the standard hull on. I'm running Ray Shield. I'm running Slam Engine, Sensor Jammer, Multi-Lock Missile, Seeker Mine, and of course the Rotary Cannon. It is the only cannon, if you want to succeed in this game, is the Rotary Cannon. At least on the bombers, it is the only cannon. It's the only way to go. Still up in the air about the Seeker Mines. Don't really know what I should do about those. Might switch that over to something more anti-Starfighter. I don't really love it. As I get in the face of this Arquittan's cruiser, that'll probably blow up. Yep, there it is. I love when I run into stuff in this game and just blow up immediately. My favorite part about the game. Anyway, we got the multi-lock missile on. I know I said I'd probably change that up in the last gameplay, but whatever. It seems to work, especially on capital ship hardpoints, like on those Arquittan's cruisers and on the Raiders. You can really fire off a lot if you lock down hard enough. Then I got sensor jammer on. I think I said I'd change that as well, but I just never did. I experimented with the chaff particles or the chaff particles, whatever it is. And it just didn't really work for me. I guess sensor jammer is the way to go. You see this guy's running it here, but what I'm running into is the fact that the sensor jammer works for 40 seconds and people are still locked onto you, and then they just do this. They just fire up their rotary cannon and they fire away at you, and then bam, you're dead. Which is why, look at this transition, which is why I'm running the ray shield, because the ray shield helps keep you alive a little bit longer against the lasers. You take more damage from missiles and ion torpedoes or whatever. Anything that's a rocket, you take less damage from that. Actually, you take more damage from that. I totally botched that. You take more damage from the rockets and the torpedoes, but you take less damage from lasers, which I think is helping me. I'm pretty sure it's helping me. We only died 8 times in this match, so I'm pretty confident in that. And then, of course, I'm running the SLAM engine. Let me tell you a little bit about the SLAM engine. I think it's the way to go. If there's any power at all in engines, you're going to get that boost feature starting to fill up. And you see it helps me right here. I'm able to escape and then go get repaired. If I didn't have the SLAM engine, I probably would not have made it out of that situation because I would not have had any boost and I would have been shot down on the other side of that listening post and it would have been ball game for me. But instead, the SLAM engine ends up saving my life there because I had boost in the tank and I was able to get out of there as quick as I could. Let's talk about the Y-Wing. Because I play this ship a lot. Actually, I play it a lot. As I blindly shoot into the hull of the listening post. Idiot. Absolute idiot. Y-Wing might be the best starfighter in the game. There's a good chance that the Y-Wing is the best starfighter in the game. I don't want to speak too prematurely because I'm still not nearly experienced enough. I think in total I might have 6 hours on this game. I'm a working man, guys. I don't have time to sit down and play this game all the time. When I rattle off a good game like this one, I'm sure to include it. But anyway, I think the Y-Wing, and this is counting all starships in the game. This is counting Imperial ships. This is counting New Republic ships. I think the Y-Wing is the best ship in the game. It has the most bang for your buck. Is it the fastest ship? No. Does it have the best hull integrity? No, probably not comparatively. For the speed that you're going. However, I do think the weapon attachments that you get on the Y-Wing, the setups you can make with it, I think it is definitely probably in the top 2, if not the best ship in the game. At some point, it feels overpowered. At some points, it feels overpowered. This setup, especially with the Rotary Cannon, the multi-lock missiles, to just fire off ones like this and then to turn around and blast this guy. At some points, it really does feel overpowered. But on that note as well, sometimes I think, is there an overpowered setup in this game? Is there the ACR red dot of Star Wars Squadrons? If you don't get that reference, you are way too young to be watching these videos. Is there an ACR red dot sight stopping power for Star Wars Squadrons? Is there that one setup that just absolutely trumps all the rest? You know, I don't know. I think if there was any, it would be this one, at least for me. You might run X-Wing and run it pretty stock, and you might have really good games with that. But for me, it seems like this is the setup that gives me the most games where I feel confident in posting them. This is the setup that I could pretty much guarantee 15 kills with. That's a big number. In any game mode, that's a big number. 15 kills, guaranteed. That's pretty much where I'm at with this. But to be honest with you, I don't know if there is a clear-cut best setup in this game, because there are even sometimes, as I completely run into my teammate there, but I got that Raider kill. 20 extra points for your boy. There are times when I don't think that there is a best setup in this game, and I think that's what makes Star Wars Squadrons sneaky good. There is not a setup in this game that I think is the end-all, be-all. Is this setup close, the one that I'm running right now? Yeah, it's close, but I've seen some really, really good players use the A-Wing and the Interceptor. I've seen some really, really good players run the TIE Fighter. There are a lot of different setups that do a lot of different things. One setup that you have not seen in my gameplays is my ion setup for this Y-Wing, where I just ion the thing out. I've played with it a few times, and it does ridiculous damage against shields. I mean, it's a capital ship eater. So it all depends on what you think is is your playstyle. It all depends on what you think is the best way about playing this game. So if you think that destroying capital ships is for you, you might want to ion this thing up. And that might be the best setup. If you're like me and you like getting the Starfighter kills, I think this setup is the way to go. As I run blindly into the Star Destroyer. This is really stupid. But on that note, I might try something different next gameplay. I might try flying the X-Wing. I might try flying the A-Wing or the Interceptor class. I might try flying the U-Wing. I think that's a way to go. I want to try something different for you guys. I really do. Because you guys have seen me play the Bomber class enough, I think. So we're going to try to switch it up. I'm going to get on here pretty soon and try to record a really good gameplay where I use something wild. Maybe I'll get the U-Wing or the Reaper in there and we'll just resupply the heck out of everybody. If you're into that, that is. If that's something you guys are interested in, then absolutely I'll try to get a good score doing that. Not going to say I'm going to get too many kills, but we'll maybe probably put together a pretty high score. So let's talk about the gameplay I'm in right now on Esseles. We talked about how there is a few ways to go about playing this map, but the best way to play this map in this Starfighter setup is to do the defense strategy, and that's to stay sort of in one area and lock down an area. That's what I'm doing right now. Every time I run the defense setup, I do really, really well. There was another gameplay, I think, from this same night, actually, that I got another 17 or 18 kills in the TIE Bomber, and a lot of them were just from defending the Star Destroyer. So you have to declare what you're going to do pretty early on. Not declare as in like yell into your mic and say, I'm playing defense, everybody, but to yourself, you have to tell yourself what you're going to do and have a plan going in, because if you just wing it, you're going to get eaten alive. You're going to find yourself out in the middle of no man's land, and you're going to find yourself respawning a whole heck of a lot. I don't usually play a whole lot of offense in this game, especially in this game mode, fleet battles. I'm a defense wizard. I love when I know where people are coming from. Like right here, I know what cruiser they're going to attack, and I'm all over this guy. I'm really, really good on defense. When I have to play offense and I have to push the other team, I get kind of lost in space. I feel like I just don't know really quite what to do. And that might be a limitation of the Y-Wing in this setup, is that when you are forced to push with this Y-Wing, you're kind of at a disadvantage because you don't have that maneuverability that everybody else has. So you end up just getting eaten alive by people in TIE fighters or in interceptors or in classes like that. Let's talk about my weaknesses, and that's one of my weaknesses in this game, and that's doing things that the setup and the Starfighter is not handled to do. Getting outside my boundaries is something that I tend to do a lot in this game. I don't know why that is, but there are some times where I'm going on a nice little streak, and all of a sudden I feel the overwhelming urge to just go and run headlong into battle, rush B, as they say, and just get eaten alive every time. I mean, honestly, every time I get eaten alive. If I had to do something different in my playstyle, and this is an active like mental mindset, it's just stick to what I know. It's don't do something that's going to get you in trouble. Find targets that you can pick off. Don't go after the interceptors as the Y-Wing. Just pick off what you can pick off. Like this guy right here, I know I can pick him off because he's in a bomber, so I do my best there. I actually get him down to 6 health before he completely bolts it, but I did my best there. I'm picking targets I know how to pick, going after the Reapers, going after the bombers, going after the rogue TIE fighters, stuff that this Y-Wing can handle with its maneuverability number. I think my other weakness in this class is not in this class, but in this game, is not giving enough Starfighters a chance. I think one of my weaknesses is that I tend to just fall back on stuff I'm comfortable with instead of stepping outside my spit it out, Ian, my comfort zone. which is why we were talking about trying something different. You know, I want to step outside my comfort zone a little bit with this game and try playing the U-Wing or try playing the X-Wing and get away from this rotary cannon, because I want to really be a well-rounded player in this game, and the only way you do that is if you actually try out other things. So those are, I think, my two weaknesses in this game right now, and they are detrimental. I mean, they really are. If you are indecisive or you don't want to try new things in this game, you're really not experiencing this game to its full capacity, and you're not getting the most out of yourself as a player. I think you just need to experience everything the game has to offer, and you can't do that by stepping outside what your ship is capable of, or just completely not running other ships in the game. So, let's talk about Esseles. I seem to just love Esseles for whatever reason. It fits my playstyle. I know where people are coming from. It's just a map that I do really, really well on, because the last gameplay was the TIE Bomber on Esseles, and I went off, and I go off again in this one. 19 kills with the Y-Wing and the rotary cannon and all that jazz. So, I don't know why I love it. I think it just suits my eye, like a golf hole could suit your eye. Maybe it just fits me as a player. I don't really know. I also get a lot of games here. Maybe that plays into it. I have definitely played the most of my fleet battles matches on Esseles. That's just the way the matchmaking has been set up for me. I don't know why. I just seem to really, really like it. That guy pulling a me and just camping out next to the Starfighter and just unloading on the rotary cannon. That's hilarious. But there are some maps I don't get that often, actually. Yavin, I don't think I've played a whole heck of a lot on Yavin, maybe one or two fleet battles matches on Yavin. And then Galatan, which I'm happy about. If you are a returning viewer to my commentaries, you know I absolutely hate Galatan with a passion. I hate that map so bad. Every time I get it, I audibly groan. But Yavin is actually one of those maps that I wish I got to play more, because it's kind of difficult, but it's not difficult in a frustrating way like Galatan. Yavin's just straight challenging because there is no cover in Yavin. It's basically open space, and it's probably one of the more unique maps because of it, right? Like a lot of the other maps, in fact, all of the other maps seem to have some sort of structure or some sort of cover or some sort of obstacle in the middle of the map, or obstacles, plural, in the middle of the map. Esseles, it's obviously this large listening post, and you have these dishes and these tunnels and trenches that you can hide in and zip out of and surprise people from. Yavin doesn't have any of that. You know, like Sasubo is a great example. I think we have a gameplay on Sasubo, a dogfight on Sasubo. A lot of different, Star Destroyer wrecked pieces that you can go in and out of and lose people in. And if you're in trouble, you can hide in there. That's embarrassing. That's probably the most embarrassing part of the entire gameplay right there. Everybody just forget that happened. I didn't just run into my own MC-75 trying to get into the hangar. Anyway, Yavin is not like any of those maps. Yavin is open space. What you see is what you get. And I think Yavin is the biggest test of being a good pilot that they have in this game. The best pilots will be successful at Yavin. There is no hiding. There is no Cinderellas in Yavin. You have to be very, very on your toes. If you're not a good starship pilot, if you don't use your equipment the way it's meant to be used, you will be exposed on Yavin. And that's a fun test for this game. That's a fun map to play because you're really going against yourself. Yavin's a map that you play yourself on. And I think I really, really, really like that. So the last thing I wanted to talk about in this gameplay is just my quick tips. Sometimes I'm asked on Twitter, that's at talkwithmyhans_, for those of you that don't follow me over there on Twitter. I'm always asked, what what are my quick tips to being good at this game? I actually put out an article on what's new on Jakku.com about, you know, what it takes to be good at Star Wars Squadrons. Now, I don't consider myself good, air quotes, by any stretch of the imagination. There are pilots that are 10 times better than me in this game that I have been shot down many a time by, even in my few hours playing. But my biggest tip, and you've heard me say this before, to being good at Star Wars Squadrons is give yourself a plan going in and then stick to that plan. Don't call audibles in this game. Give yourself a plan. If you're going to play Y-Wing, if you're going to play this setup, tell yourself, I'm going to play defense. And then only do defense. Do not step out of your comfort zone when it comes to doing things that your ship is not capable of doing. Like this right here is dumb. Because I get eaten alive. I just don't have the speed for it. I'm not in the right place. I don't know what I'm doing. This is an anti-Starfighter Y-Wing. That's what this is made for. Not running down capital ships. It's not made for that. But I do it anyway because I'm a madman. My other tip is to always, always, always do things that your ship is capable of doing. And that goes along with having a plan. You know, don't step outside your comfort zone when it comes to what your ship is capable of. But anyway, New Republic picks up the victory in this gameplay. Thank you very much. 3 Y-Wings on the team. Let's go Y-Wing gang up. Your boy in the middle row getting all them points. Deadly 19 kills. Thank you very much. Folks, I'll take that. Again, I'm still early on. Don't make fun of me. I'm getting there. I'm not a very high-ranking member of the community. I have to work, but there you have it, folks. 19 kills and 8 deaths. Over 40,000 Starfighter damage out. If you like the gameplay, hit the subscribe button. Come back for more, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.